Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, and welcome to the WTCR18 RWB Championship, where this week they're currently racing, currently qualifying on Portimao GP circuit. Now, if you're not familiar with the WTCR Racing League we're doing in RWB, it is basically consisting of 6 rounds. This week they're at Portimao, last week they're at Zandvoort, and next week they're at Shanghai Intermediate. I'm joined in the commentary box this week with RWB Winch. Hello, Mr. Winchy.
Hello.
That's beautiful, beautiful, and it's a very special commentary session tonight because it's my birthday, Winch, and this is how I'm celebrating.
How many years young are you, Deepa?
20. I'm 20 years old. Proud to be 20. No, I'm actually 34, so that's scary.
That's not too bad.
It could be better, but you know, yeah. Anyway, we're joining you guys on YouTube tonight. So we've got the stream currently up, we've got a chat currently up. We're not joined the guys on Twitch, but we will be at some stage in the near future. But I've just got too many windows open at the moment, to be honest, ladies and gents. So anyway, yes, Autodromo Internacional do Algarve. One of the best modern racing circuits in the world, or so it says it is. The racing track being developed as part of the innovative global project to provide a comprehensive range of facilities to the most varied sectors of the motor industry, from constructors to racing teams and companies, allowing them to present, test and develop their products. And we're currently on board with Visa G... Oh, here we go again. You're going to have to say his surname, Winch.
Giacolli?
Giacolli. Giacolli. That's it. That's the kiddie wink. That is the one. Thank you for the birthday wishes, by the way, on YouTube. Appreciate it. Thank you, Cos. And shout out to Crimson Vixen as well, and Chris, which is currently on the chat and YouTube. But yeah, Visa Giacolli. Visa Giacolli. That's the one. He's currently one to watch at the moment, qualifying in first, but we've got a whole array of people. And Winch, is there anyone who stands out? Well, there must be one person who stands out for you tonight.
The one person that I've got my money on for a top 10 will be Fabio. He's going to prove me wrong by finishing the race upside down, but it's his home race. He's the only one there with the Portuguese flag, and it's his home race, so good luck to Fabio today. But I like to see Alwyn do well after last week. I think it was last week he went off into the gravel, the week before.
I think it was, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think one of the guys were actually quite chuffed that they managed to flip their car earlier on. I don't know whether it was on the Assetto Corsa or race room, but they were making a right shout of it on the Discord channel, saying, "I did it! I flipped my car! It was like, Christ, fair enough.
I know it's been sort of a setup because our GT3 race this week's at Laguna Seca, and one of the challenges is, can you jump a car over in the corkscrew? So instead of taking the corkscrew, can you just go flat out and jump over everyone?
Oh dear, the corkscrew. So for those of you who are quite new to the RWB racing and RWB streams, we are going to be racing tomorrow night as well on a Assetto Corsa Competition. It's going to be a 50-car grid tomorrow night on Laguna Seca, I believe it is, and that's obviously has the famous corkscrew on it. But Fabio just pulled into the side there to let one of the other guys through on his qualifying lap. Let's just have a quick look at the timings tonight and what kind of lap times these guys are going for. So Zihari, he always laughs when I try and pronounce his name, but this young man, quite new to RWB and loving the Race Room League, he's currently 151.1 and he is absolutely flying. He's been practicing non-stop. He's actually quite a professional racer actually throughout Race Room and other sims. So currently 151.1, and his biggest challenger is RWB Helmet, which I think has been putting the time in as much as he can, and he's currently sitting at 152. So he's almost 0.9 off a pace at the moment from Guruman. and Visa Chicoli obviously in third position, 152.060. So there's a lot to play for tonight. So, I mean, Winch, you're a pretty quick driver. We supported you quite a lot and commentated on you quite a lot in the league races. And what do you make of Zirar or Zirari, or however you pronounce his name? What do you make of this guy? Because he's so on the ball through every single race we've watched him on throughout this WTCR league.
He's just seemed like a sublime act. He's proved it. Not, you get these racers that are just good on one track or certain tracks. So far this league, he's proved that he's quick around every track. There's only one race, I think, where he's not come first. He's 150 points clear on the leaderboard. Second is Helmet. Yeah, he's definitely one to watch.
Yeah,
seems to be like on the track.
Do you have those? Leaderboard stats for us tonight, or have you got them up in front of you now?
I can get them up. I was looking at them in the week, but I'll get them up now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how all these guys are doing. Moving down the pack, we've got 12 minutes 50 seconds left of qualifying. Moving down, our resident streamer, or a guy who sets up all the streaming kit for us, RWB FX, he's not put a lap in at the moment. He was doing some great racing last week or a couple of weeks ago. It was great to see him on track. Let's just have a look at a few guys who have put laps in to give you a bit of an example of where they are compared to P1, which is 151.1. So we've currently got Godzilla. Now this guy Godzilla, if you haven't seen him race before, he's quick, he's consistent, and I call him the Max Verstappen of the Sim Racing League. I always say if you give this guy a space to pass, he will take it. Even if it's a millimetre wide, he'll take it. He's currently 155.3 though, so he's obviously going to be hunting around. He's just done. He's just going for a flying lap now. So we'll keep a close watch of RWB Godzilla and see what he can do in the first sector. Have you had much dealings with Godzilla in the past, Winch?
I don't think I have, to be fair. He might say something different. My mind, unless we might have had a slight battle last Saturday, possibly. Is he in the GT3 league? Is his name rings a bell?
Possible. He's in the GTR, the Nissan GTR in the GT3.
I think we might have had a battle last Saturday. But yeah, seems like a fair, clean racer. Confident, but clean. So
yeah, absolutely, and I think we're just seeing Godzilla come past now. Seeing where was that a flying lap for him, or was that his first lap back out? Oh, here we go. So this is his first lap back out. Apologies all. So we're gonna stay put with Godzilla now and see what kind of times he can. Currently in sector 1. See what he can put in for us. He's looking for a 26.7 to get close to Ziara's fastest lap. He's 27.8 there, so quicker than his last. He's up on his personal best. Sector 2, his personal best before was 1 minute 1. So see what he can do now. A shout out to Charger, who's also in the race tonight. Anyway, Winchy, me old boy. I hear you got some beers as well tonight.
I did. I heard it was your birthday and jumped in and went to the shop for some essentials.
What a legend! What an absolute legend! I probably shouldn't be. I'm not sure whether my conduct is right tonight to be commentating and drinking as much as I have, but hey, got to do.
If I remember rightly, on my first race with RWB, it was that endurance race at Paul Ricard, and you was on the beers that time as well. But that was a 3-hour race.
That was for John D, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Pit stop every 15 minutes, was it? Something like that.
It's that beer machine, mate. So we're just watching Godzilla come through the last few corners to put in that lap time. Let's see what he can do. See if he can improve on his current 21st, which isn't like him. And wow, okay, so that keeps him in 21st at the moment. It's it'd be interesting to see if we can see better from him. Meanwhile, up front, Helmet has been able to kind of bring it down a little bit as we're on board with Helmet right now, and that's probably not the best thing to be seeing. But yeah, Helmet 151.9. That brings him currently 0.7 away from P1, and Heinz Harold Bremson as well. He's currently in the Audi in P3, 152. I don't think we've seen much of Heinz, have we, Winch, in this league so far?
It still annoys me he's not number 57.
So
I currently have in front of me the scoreboards for the league.
Go for it. How are we looking?
In first place, we got Ziria Grunyan on 403 points. And a massive drop. Still catchable though for Helmet, 287 points. So you're looking at about 120 point gap. In third place, just behind Helmet, is Keke, 278 points. So he's only 9 points off of Helmet. Then we've got Alwyn, 253, Mad Al, 239, Beans, 236, Anderson, 221, Vizar, 215, Marco, 206, and Gabsy on 186. That's the top 10. Ooh. So for from 10 to second, it's anyone's game, and Garunian is just running away.
Yeah, I mean, Garunian, I can't say. He laughs whenever he watches this. Actually, he privately messaged me and he said, "You trying to pronounce my name is fantastic." Like, it makes him and his the guys he races with, they laugh every time when they're watching this. But yeah, as I said, I think this guy puts some proper hours in to put in the times and yeah, the racing he does. It's just incredible. It'd be nice to see Speed Demon, our little resident alien, try and come on and give him a bit of a challenge. But I'm not sure Speed Demon even wants to try that, to be honest. I don't know if he could.
Challenge has been put out there. It's down to Speed Demon now.
That's it, Speed Demon. It's your time, man. Let's have a look. Quick look down the field. So starting from the back at the moment, we've got Malcolm Schneider, currently in 26th, not put a time in. FX UK back in the pits, still not put a time in, and Jag Dice in the Honda car, not put a time in himself. FX has just quit with 6 minutes to go. I hope everything's okay with him. Justin Burley, 2 minutes 1 second. You're gonna have to do better than that, Burley, to get up there and make a good time for yourself. Godzilla still in 22nd position, an invalid lap time. So Godzilla's obviously struggling with this track. Maybe struggling with the car setup. Marco in 21st position at the moment. In the bag, bud. We've seen some good racing from him. Charger 153.6 and Sean Wright 153.6 as well. Mad Owl is currently in the pits, but he's 17th. Alexander H is currently in 16th position in the Ford car there. RWB Fabio, one to watch tonight, in 15th. Nico Perez in 14th. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Nico Perez. Appreciated that. And Dan Holm Anderson in 13th. RWB Ferguson currently in the pits. And Carl Shooter in 11th position in the Golf. 152.6 was his last lap. 152.6 is his best lap. Damien Jensen currently in 10th in the pits. He's got 152.6 as well. Alwyn, we've already mentioned him, but he's managed to get himself into 9th position now, which he'll be happy about. Jonas Bergest is in 8th position, coming out of pits for another quick hot time. BGB British in 7th position in the Honda Civic. And our Gabsy, the guy who we can thank for setting up this league, he's currently in 6th position with a best of 152.1. Vizar Giacoli is in 5th position. He's just knocked Gabsy out by the looks of things. He's got a 1 minute 52 dead, as well as Mark Bean. Now, Mark Bean was giving us some great racing last week with RWB Helmet. He's currently doing a 152 dead. Heinz Harold Bremson is 151.9. RWB Helmet in 2nd position here, 151.6. We thought he was a little bit closer to that guy in front, I'm going to call him. We thought he was closer to him, but he's currently putting a 150.7. So that's a mega lap, and he's still P1. Shout out to Jerome, Milo, and Taz as well. Currently watching us in YouTube too.
I say we give Garunyan a nickname this race.
Garunyan. I'm just going to call him Superman. There we go.
We call him ZG.
ZG. Why didn't I do that before? Why?
One person to notice there in 7th place, BGB British. I think he joined RWB about 2 weeks ago. He raced last week and I think he made a good name for himself. So 6th place today. Be fantastic to see him get a good result.
Absolutely. Just while we're on the subject of joining, obviously RWB Racing, we're always here and we're always happy to accept new members and new guys and girls who want to join the colony, as I like to call it. We're on Discord, we're on the internet. Search for RWB International, and I'm sure one of the RWB members who are watching the stream tonight can always post some details at Discord as well. But you are welcome to come along, join our Thursday night mini leagues. We've got Friday night leagues, we've got Saturday night leagues, we've got Sunday night leagues, and we're soon going to be delving into a world of AMS2 on a Tuesday as well. So yeah, we race hard, we race fair, and we always help each other out. Myself and Winch are community liaisons, and Winch was also helping a load of people when it comes to teaching them how to drive. Cos still hasn't learnt yet though, has he, Winch? He's still getting there slowly.
He's quite fast in reverse.
Oh dearie me. I shouldn't say that really. That's awful. That's all. So we're at 1 minute 46 seconds of qualifying left, and let's see how we're doing. Let's see if if anything's changed. ZG is still 150.7. He's just in the pits chilling out. Heinz Harold Bremson has responded to Helmet's time and done a 151.664. Helmet did a 151.662. So Heinz Harold Bremson is he's going to be putting in a great performance tonight. Helmet and Mark Bean are both in the pits. They obviously can't get any more out of the cars. They're doing 151.6 and 151.9. And Visar's in the pits as well. Let's have a look at Fabio. See if Fabio's going to give us any more action. Again, Winch, is there any advantage to cars this track, or is it all pretty much the same?
It's usually the faster one wins. But I don't really. This track is. I love this track. And the only way to describe this track is it's quite similar to Spa. It's quite similar to Nürburgring. There's no corner that's the same. You go around a corner, you go up a hill, you go down a hill, and every single corner has its own personality. You can take your own individual line around each corner. So it's fantastic for overtaking. It's such a good watch when you're watching a race here, because anything can happen, and you look away and something's happened. So it's going to be a couple of great races.
Brilliant. Yeah, and I always love the last corner, the last sweeping long bend of this track, because if you're literally committing to a blind bend to get it right. And if you master it and you get it right, my God, does it help you on that last, especially entry into that straight as well. You're laughing basically, and that's something I finally rejoining RWB back in December last year. I finally got to grips with it, and it's such a lovely feeling, and such a satisfying feeling, getting that right, and it is extremely fun.
That corner's called Gulp, but when I'm taking that flat out, I like to call it Gulp.
Gulp or Gulp. I love it. Another one as well is the Sagres corner. That can really catch you out and disbalance a car. I've had that a few times in a league race where I've gone round it and the car's balance has totally been thrown off, and game over for me.
Yeah, with these cars as well, hugging that inside line, because that curb can throw you off just as easy. But if we see what it takes on the outside for there, that's That's going to be a miracle, I think, for the last.
Yep. So we've got a minute to go. Warm up. Some of the guys are out on track already. Some of them aren't out on track. Just to give you a quick rundown of how we're looking, ladies and gents. We've currently got ZG first, Heinz Harold Bremson second, Helmet in third. Let's get these. Let's carry on. So Mark Bean fourth. Mark Bean and Helmet have been having a great little jolly with each other. Vizar Giacoli fifth, Gabsy sixth, Fabio seventh, BGB British in eighth, Jonas Burgess ninth, Oleska Atch in 10th, Alwyn 11th, Dan Holm Anderson 12th, Damien Jensen 13th, Carl Schutter 14th, RWB Ferguson 15th, Nico 16th, 17th RWB Marco, 18th Mad Al, Sean Wright in 19th, RWB Charger 20th, Malcolm Schneider 21st, Godzilla 22nd, I'm a Bagbud 23rd, Jag 24th, and Justin Burley 25th. And 5 seconds to go, ladies and gents, until they start a race going down into corner 1 and then Lagos corner, where it's going to get a bit tasty for some of these racers as that corner really tightens up, and yeah, they'll have to respect each other's boundaries a little bit. What do you reckon, Winch? Going to be a bit of argy-bargy on the first few corners?
I love to see that there was less than 200ths of a second between Helmet and Heinz. Was it Heinz that was third? See that there was less than 2/100th of a second. You know, Garunyan, as fast as he is, anything can happen. He can have a mistake, but seeing second and third, the battle there, this is going to be fantastic to watch the first few corners.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And look at that, ladies and gents. The cars are lining up to a grid. They've got 22 seconds of final setup, 22 seconds to grab a beer if they dare, have a smoke, say bye to their children, night to their children, night to their wives. It's currently lights out. They're currently red, and they're about to go, and off they go. Ziria getting a great start as per usual. Helmet already falling back, with Mark Bean in third position, also falling back from Helmet. Vizar Giacoli in fourth position, Jonas Burgess in fifth, and it's all pretty good racing. Ziria ZG currently leading the pack, looking really good. RWB Helmet again in second position. It's all pretty clean so far. Let's just have a look at Giacoli, who's gained a few bases up on Mark Bean in third position. Mark Bean's in a little bit of trouble here, just on board with him on the rear wing, looking down at Jonas Burgess, coming up to the corner by the stands, and he's gone wide. Mark Bean's gone wide, and that's opened it up to Jonas as well. And Jonas is going to take full advantage of that, but Winch, as we kind of predicted, this guy has not put a foot wrong in the first few corners. Yeah,
let's see if he can maintain it throughout the rest of the race, though. You know, 2 half-hour races.
Oh!
Was that a glitch?
I think that must have been a glitch. I think we're good. I think that was.
Now his bonnet is all crumpled. Let's see how this pans out, because it looks like he's got damage.
His bonnet's crumpled, his entire car's crumpled. I mean, I think that might have been a glitch in race room, because he hit that wall the fastest I've ever seen, and he actually went past the wall, and he's going again. So I don't know whether ZG has some lag, which might be throwing some of the other guys off, but Helmet's behind him.
Maybe I ought to share some information on this, because he did say he was having some work on his internet service provider.
He did, didn't he? Yeah. I mean, I think we just thought, well, we gave the poor guy some proper commentary curse, but luckily he's still very much in the race at the moment. That wasn't true what you and we saw where he went off track. The joys of some of his sim racing, eh? And he's disappeared again. So, yeah, he's disappearing. That could be something. That could be something that the race stewards will have to have a look at after the race, as that's going to be putting Helmet off quite. 1 minute, 1 minute he's there, next minute he's not, and yeah, that's. I mean, what's your take on that, Winch? Is that going to be putting Helmet off?
It won't, but nothing puts Helmet off. Helmet's like a terrier. He'll hunt him down even if he can't see him. The one beneficial here is at least ZG can just go off into the distance, hopefully, and he's not part of a pack. Because if he was part of a pack there, that would almost be impossible to race again.
Rightio, rightio. So we're currently on board with Alexander Arch. He's got Visar in front of him. He's currently trying to get past Visar Giacoli. Visar got a great launch. I don't know what happened to Mark Bean, but Visar got a great launch. Whether he can keep that position or not is well, that's something else which we'll have to look at. But little lock up there from Visar, and that'll definitely play into the hands of Oleg. The rest of the pack's looking pretty decent as well. This is a bit of a fight for third at the moment, Winch. I mean, apart from that, it's all pretty clean racing, isn't it?
Yeah, not much to report on this one. Everyone got away cleanly, I believe. It's all close racing at the back. Just how we want it, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And BGB British, as I said, there's a race for third position at the moment. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 8th are all packed up to get that third place. So any mistakes these guys make, yeah, they'll be really gaining advantage on each other. And we're just watching Gabsy at the moment. He's got BGB British all over his rear wing, and this could be a great time for British to make a little lunge into the third or fourth corner. He's going to go on the outside, try and get the traction on Gabsy out of this corner. If Gabsy stays tight, he won't do it. But no, Gabsy's put himself in a perfect position there and keeps the position for now. But so this is BGB British's second race, did you say, Winch, or third?
Yeah, he raced last week in both the WTCR races. Watching the start of this race, he seems like he wants it, doesn't he? He's late braking, good on the reverse sweep. So let's see how quick, if he can, dispose of Gabsy. Gabsy's done a great job defending.
He's done a great job defending, but we saw a bit of a lock-up there from Gabsy. So these drivers, they never like to see a car right up their rear. And again, if we see that's what it looks like from Gabsy's rear window at the moment. That Honda all over the place, right behind Gabsy. And yeah, British will be absolutely loving this. Just a quick shout out to Motormouth V8 in the stream channel. If you lag like that, you should leave the race. It could cause a crash if he lags into another car. So it is a very interesting point which we'll have to bring up after this motor, or the stewards will bring up after this, because it could put helmet off. I mean, as Winch said, not a lot does, but that's quite respectful of British Air. We're just watching him on board. He had some good traction on Gabsy, but knew he couldn't make that, so he backed off. And we'll just see what he can do in these next few corners. As again, it's all about where you place your car, all about how you place your car and where you come following. But Winchy, your take on severe lag like what we saw from ZG?
Yeah, just going back to Motormouth's comment, although we can see the fact he's lagging from his end, he's going to be having a fantastic race. He's just going to be driving like nothing else is happening. So it's his end that's the problem, and we're seeing it our end, but he's not. So he's just going around as normal, whereas we're seeing the lag. Perhaps we'll have words after the race, or if the second race it might clear up. I mean, we haven't seen anything of it since. Yeah,
absolutely. And on board with ZG now, he's clearing the gap to helmet. 3.1 seconds, 3.2 seconds. The guy's an absolute animal. Pro Formula Esports team he's racing for in that car tonight at Hyundai. Yeah, he's absolutely loving it. Let's just have a look at how we're doing in the pack at the moment. So Helmet is currently in P2. He's got a nice little 2.4 second gap to Visar Giacoli. If Helmet keeps that gap, he'll be quite comfortable. Visar is the one to watch, because he's got to keep his cool, because he's got Oleg behind him in 4th place. He's got Jonas behind him in 5th place. Mark Bean in 6th place. Gabsy in 7th place, and British in 8th place. So all these cars fighting for that third position, and look at that line there. That's absolutely epic. Behind them, we've got RWB Allwyn, which is racing a pretty calm race. So it's interesting. Allwyn's broken apart from the top 7 in front of him, and he's got Ferguson now for company. But Ferguson's got Carl Shooter right behind him. Let's just quickly look at Shooter, and this is absolutely awesome. The back wing from Ferguson, and wow, bit of contact there. But look at these guys. It's almost as if Ferguson's keeping them behind Winch.
This is side by side, and they're in the same car.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great racing there from Carl. Great racing from Fergie as well. This will be great for Allwyn because well, I was going to say it will hopefully give Allwyn a bit of a gap while these guys fight, but they're kind of pushing Allwyn along. Yeah.
They were literally side by side then for a good 5 corners in a row. That was great to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. On board with Carl Shooter. Allwyn looks like he's in all sorts of trouble possibly. Just saw a little lock-up from that Honda, which will obviously give Ferguson a little bit of a glimpse of hope to get Carl off his backside. And what going wide there from Allwyn as well. That's not what the guys want. Did I just see a car?
I think that was Bean.
Was that Bean? Was it? Yeah, it was Bean. Let's just have a look. Mark Bean, yeah, in serious trouble here. I wonder what's happened to him.
He's back up and running now. I wonder if he had a technical issue his end.
No, he's not back up and running. He's still offline. So that car does not look like a healthy car at all. Dropping into 22nd position now. That's
engine or gearbox damage.
Must be something. He's coming into the pits. Just to confirm, motor. Yes, if ZG wasn't a whole 3.6 seconds ahead of Helmet, and he was mid-pack lagging, the race would be intervened upon, and they would obviously inform him that he was lagging really badly. We had this a couple of weeks ago in the ACC League, where a member was lagging quite badly to a point where his car was flying around, and it was obviously picked up into the race afterwards by the stewards and that. And yeah, it's something which RWB jump on pretty quickly, especially if it starts affecting people's races. So, but I mean, it seems to have cleared up now. He's flying in front of Helmet. Helmet and VSAR both 3 seconds apart, looking really, really good. Just looking at the backpack a little bit, Jag Dice has got the old man Charger behind him for a bit of company. It's nice to see It's just Charger's first race in the league, is it, Winch?
Oh, I think he raced the first one because he joined the commentary with us when I think he got kicked out or he quit the second race. So he has raced at least one, I know that.
Oh, really? Okay. And that was unfortunate. Jag then just got a little bit out of shape on one of the corners, and gave charge of the invitation, really. And Malcolm. So Zin in the chat is saying he's quite likes the look of Race Room, and he's wanting to have a go. Race Room was what you originally was racing us with, wasn't it, Winch?
It was, yeah. My first race was a Race Room, yeah. Endurance race at Paul Ricard.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Race Room is it just seems comfortable. I think a lot of members have said it. It still feels very comfy, and it still feels very, very much to me like it's, I don't know, it feels right when it comes to the feedback, how the cars are, and how everything's displayed.
Yeah, for a new racer as well, it's also very forgiving, I think. It's not like ACC where if you move the steering wheel 5 degrees more to the left, you'll be spinning off. It's if you want to try and understeer through a corner without oversteering, you can.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, definitely. So Visar Chikoli in third position. He's still got Oleg and Jonas behind him for company. The pack split up a little bit after that. Gabsy's 1.2 seconds behind Jonas now, and BGB British is still. He's now on Gabsy's tail. To be honest, he was on Fergie's, but now he fancies a bit of a Gabsy Meister. So yeah, it's looking quite tasty there. But another one which is looking quite tasty again is Ferguson. If you look behind Ferguson Winch, that is that is a pack of bees wanting to attack.
That is an entire hive, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's 2 seconds between them. This is going to come to a good end, I think.
Absolutely. So we've got Alwyn, Damien, Dan, Sean, Godzilla, Carl Shooter, and Into the Backbold. We said that this guy would take no quarters when it comes to going for gaps, and Godzilla's currently 14th, having a good old battle with Carl Shooter. Goes in the inside to Carl Shooter. He'll have the traction on this straight. Will Carl fight back? We'll have to have a look. Going down this long straight on the wing of Godzilla. Carl's going to go for it. No. Godzilla's got that covered off, but Carl's gone on the inside. That is lovely racing. These guys are now side by side. There's going to be a tight right and another right, so Banksy's got himself positioned just perfectly there. But can Carl get the traction? No, that should be secure for Banksy to keep him in 13th position, and he's got Sean, Damien and Dan to catch, but these guys here is fantastic watching these guys.
One thing I am interested to see is I've noticed in the past races, after about 20 minutes, the tyres just start to drop off a bit. They just start to wear a bit, and you notice it in the racing because some slow, some get faster. It all depends on their setup. But with this track, especially the corner, you are pushing that left front, and it is going to be screaming. So it's going to be interesting to see the last 10 minutes, just because I think this pack is going to get even closer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, just to comment on that exact thing with the tyres, how likely are these guys to pick up punches and stuff like that if they keep going over the bumps too much? Is that likely to happen for these guys, or is it have they got pretty much got a sealed deal that they'll be all right?
I think they got a sealed deal. I mean, the tyres would. I don't even think they'd reach the yellow, if not ever so slightly. But the tyres have to be deep in the red, in the last 10% for it to be risky of getting a puncher, I think.
Right. And Winchy, do you want to take us through the current? We haven't actually explained to the guys watching the stream tonight how this WTCR League works. Did you want to give us a quick showdown of how the races are?
Yeah, so we got qualifying. The first 20 minutes is qualifying. Trying to set your fastest lap. That sets your grid position, and that grid position will be the format for both the races. So it's quite common practice normally in these races. Whoever comes first, they do a reverse grid, and they start last in the next race. But that is not here. In this race, we're giving them a second wind, and they get to start first in the next race as well. So, should be fun.
Yeah, it's one of those. There's been a lot of chat about it. Should it be reverse grid? But I quite like it that it's not reverse grid. It makes a change. We're obviously used to it being reverse grid, and that was Damien there. I think that was Sean Wright still battling with Godzilla. Look at these guys, Sean Wright, Godzilla, in the Bagbud, and Carl Shooter, all challenging for this 12th position or 11th position here. And Sean's got that car quite nicely planted, but again, it'd be really interesting to see how Banksy goes to this. And Sean's gone on the outside, and that's leaving Godzilla. That's just fantastic to watch. So Sean Wright, he's got it, but Godzilla's going to try and get the traction on there. These two are absolutely battling hard. Godzilla's taken that tight right-hand corner. Godzilla seems to be in front again. Sean right on the wing of Godzilla, and look at this. Oh, I tell you, the racing's fantastic, Winch. Absolutely.
Yeah, going back to what I was saying at the start of the race, with each personality of each corner being so wide and how many different lines you can take, the cleanliness of this racing is unbelievable. The fact that we've not seen a real big smack, I mean, you see it in professionals, but the fact that we haven't seen one here just goes to show you just how clean these guys are racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, as much as I don't want to peel away from these guys currently into the race with 11 minutes, just have to make a note of ZG, currently in 10th position, currently in first position, sorry, lap 10, 6.1 seconds ahead of this man Helmet in second place. Now, but there's no taking it away from Helmet. I mean, he's a fast racer, he's a consistent racer, but you know, he's currently he's got a lot to play for, to be honest. You know, Visar in third position right now. He's got Oleg right behind him, so Oleg's made some great traction. And will he be challenging Visar? Maybe not. BGB British just got a message come through. He's been given a drive-through penalty for ignoring slow down warning.
That is awful. I can feel his pain there, because when it comes to a slowdown warning, you're given a delta on the screen and you've got to slow down to that delta. And it's so easy to just ever so slightly lift off the throttle and try and get rid of a tenth every now and then. If you leave it too long, this is the result.
Yeah, but the race does, but it does tell you how long you've got, doesn't it? So the drivers are aware of how long they've got before they need to clear their penalty.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have, unless he didn't notice at all. I thought he would have been he'd have been cutting it to the finest margins and trying to get rid of it, but maybe he didn't know.
Yeah. Ferguson, our dear little RWB Fergie's currently in 8th position. Quite steady. 9th position, we got Dan Holm Anderson at the moment, and Damien Jensen in 10th. And Mr. Damien, you've got quite a few cars behind you, my friend. These guys undoubtedly giving us the most entertainment so far this WTCR Championship race tonight. Damien Allwyn, Godzilla, Sean Wright, Carl Shooter, and In the Bag Bud. All of these guys racing for 10th position is great to see. At some point today we will be having to decide who the racer of the match is, and it could be coming down to these lads tonight, because they're racing absolutely spot on.
Shall we go on a fast lap with Garunyan? Take the round there.
Why not? I'm just trying to think where he is at the moment. Oh, he's just started a lap, hasn't he?
I think we're going on the back straight at the moment. Just coming up to Torre Vit, where he's going to brake and reach the hairpin. Round to the left-hand side.
That's right.
And then now he's going to go through corner 7 and 8. Swing it round to the right-hand side, brake as late as possible. Clip that corner there, and he reaches another hairpin, Samsung. He goes up the hill here, and then back down the other side, and through Craig Jones on the left-hand side. Named Craig Jones after a MotoGP driver that lost his life at Brands Hatch 2008. And I believe he's now going through Portimao. That's my favourite corner on the track, that is, because you can brake so late because it's uphill. As he goes now through corner 13, through this hairpin here. Swings it to the left, slightly deep on that one, but he's recovered it well. As he goes now through Sagre on the right hand side. Now you want to hug that inside there, and then push out as far as you can to the left here. And this is going to give you the fastest line for Galp. The final corner, as he lifts slightly there, maybe a sign of a bit of tyre wear as we come over to the start-finish line. Bit of lag there. Now this start-finish line's brilliant. You come up to the corner called Primeira, which is first in Portuguese. Brake as late as you can, turn right, clip that corner. If you hit that sausage curb, you're out. Bring it back round to the right again, Another hairpin as he goes through Lagos, what the hairpin's named after. Swing it back round to the left, and that's a lap of Portimao.
Thank you very much. And I just wanted to see if we can have a look on board. Let's have a look. I just wanted to reiterate to the people watching, see if Malcolm Schneider does it. So that last corner, that is where you see that leap of faith, really. So coming up to this corner here, you can't actually see, there we go, that part there. I mean, you can take that flat out. It looks like Malcolm Schneider lifted there, but you've just got to go for it, haven't you, Winch? You got to be confident enough to just know that you're going to hit it.
Yeah, exactly. First few laps, you've got nice hot tyres. They're sticking like glue. You can go flat out through there. Coming to the end of the race now, 25 minutes in, you've got partially worn tyres. Is it worth the risk? Shall I lose a couple of tenths just to lift a bit and be safe? You know, if you're catching someone, maybe you'll go flat out. If not, you're going to do.
Yeah, let's just quickly mention Mark Bean and BGB British. They both look like they've retired from the race. Obviously, Mark Bean had some severe damage towards the beginning, and BGB British had his drive-through. I'm wondering if there was a problem with the drive-through and taking a penalty for BGB. Real shame there. If someone could confirm that for us, that'd be fantastic. Also, moving on, just looking to where we were earlier on with that top 10, we've still got Dan Holm Anderson and Damien fighting for 10th and 11th. Godzilla's secured himself a comfy 10th position at the moment, and Allwyn behind him. Sean Wright as well. Let's just have a look. Is that Sean Wright challenging Allwyn? I think it could be. Sean Wright on the back of Allwyn at the moment, right on his rear wing. And then behind Sean, there's Inver Bagbud and Carl Shooter. So these guys have still been going non-stop, all raced. All 30 minutes, these guys have been on each other's tails, really. And it looks like he got disqualified for ignoring the drive-through penalty, which BGB did.
Yeah, perhaps he's got some issue where it's not telling him on the screen, because it's unlike him. I'd have thought you'd have slowed down, you know, is it worth the risk? So perhaps you never saw the drive-through either, so yeah, maybe he's just unaware.
Yeah, there are some issues with it. There are some issues with it because we've had this before where they've not seen it on the screen and it's caused them a race. Just having a look, it looks like Godzilla had a bit of an off. He's gone down to 16th now, which is a bit of a shame. And also, Nico's got a RWB Charger all over the back of him. So nice to see Charger enjoying himself, having a good little race with the guys. But with 4 minutes to go, I'm afraid this guy is going to be a bit impossible to beat, really. I think he's got a winch.
They're on lap 14 now. I think his qualifying pace was 9 tenths faster than Helmet.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at almost a second a lap, Helmet's not done too bad to just be 10 seconds behind him.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Motormouth, I think you've got 3 laps to take with drive-through penalty. Is it, Winch?
It is, yeah, I believe. Three laps. It depends when it's given it to you, because if it's given to you just before you go over that start-finish line, that'll count as a lap.
Right, right. So we've got 3 minutes 20 seconds to go, ladies and gents. I hope you've been enjoying the race so far. It's been a pretty one-horse race for ZG in front. Helmet now 10.9 seconds. 10.9 seconds behind. Visage Collie behind Helmet in 5 seconds behind. He was having a good old battle with Olek, but that's gone now, and the battle seems to now be between Olek and Jonas for 4th position. Jonas in 5th. Gabsy comfortably in 6th position. He's been getting some good results in this league so far. Ferguson in 7th. Dan Holm Anderson in 8th position. He's got Damien not too far behind him in 9th. Allwyn currently in 10th position, and Allwyn is now subject to that horrible little pack of bees, as we call it. Currently got Sean Wright right up his arse. But Sean's got Carl Shooter as well, right behind him, and Marco. That's quite a nice little mention because Marco didn't. Marco wasn't doing too bad, but I've just noticed Oleg has been given a slowdown, and he's got Jonas right behind him. So it'll be interesting to see, Winch, if Oleg takes a slowdown or not.
Yeah, they're both going like the clappers as well. Watching Berkowitz drift around that corner. Obviously, he's not lifting, but hopefully he does take that slowdown, or hopefully it's not an issue, and he's aware he's got a slowdown and not like British.
Yeah. I think, has he lifted there, because Jonas has gained on him quite a bit. Obviously, he's got the slipstream as well, but yeah.
See him go wide there on that first corner. It's so easy to do that, especially as these tyres start to wear. Your speed doesn't scrub off as much in the braking zone, and you just run wide.
Yeah, and for these two here, if one of them's going to make a mistake now, it will be now. We've literally 1 minute to go now before the race is over. Anything could happen between these two. Let's just go on board with ZG and see if he's going to complete one more lap for us with a minute to go. Whereabouts is he indeed?
Just going through Portimao now, so he's got...
That's right.
Seconds. I think he will just about do another lap. He's going to be close.
That might not be too good for Oleg. We're just on board with ZG now. He's been pretty... not much to say about this guy, really. He's new to our leagues. He's been racing in this WTCR. He absolutely loves it. He comes on every week, does his practice. He's a really nice guy to talk to as well. 19 seconds to go. He is going to cross that start-finish line. So there will be one more lap. So that means that Helmet will get another go. And that means that Oleg will have to keep this man, Jonas Burgess, behind for another lap. And that might not be so easy. We'll see how he does on this slipstream. See if he can get the slipstream again, which he will do. And he's 0.3, 0.39, 0.36, 0.35. He's gaining a lot more this time, down to 0.2. He was down to 0.28 this time. So, I mean, where would you make a lunge, Winch, if it was you?
I love Portimao as an overtaking corner because a lot of people like to take that wide and get a good sweep on the apex as you come back down the hill. But if you can nip inside there, you get a slipstream going up the hill and you can nip inside there. It's a great overtaking opportunity.
Right. Yeah, sounds pretty good. So Oleg has managed to keep himself at bay from Jonas for quite a few laps. It's just a case of Oleg not messing up now. These guys here have been absolutely battling it out. Carl Shooter's given us some great racing tonight. He's been on people's tails the entire time, to be fair. This is a man on the first race, Mr. ZG. He's got it pretty comfortably in the bag, to be honest. Not much can take this guy off his form right now. He's 10.8 seconds, 11 seconds behind, in front of his helmet, and here he comes up to the last corner, and that's an easy first, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you could just play our commentary from the previous weeks of what about ZG. The guy's he's almost robotic when it comes to this league. He's not failed in every race he's done. I think he come third last week or week before in one of the races. But other than that, he's just been a machine.
So a little wiggle there from ZG and a little wiggle there from Helmet in second. Visar Jacoli, third position. Visar must have had a bit of an off, because is that... I'm not too sure what's happened to Visar, actually. He was really close to getting done by Oleg and Jonas. So that's Oleg and Jonas. We lost the timings a little bit because I was so interested to see what happened. Gabsy Ferguson across the line. Dan Holmes Anderson got 8th position. The timers have messed up a little bit because Visar went back to the pits, but RWB Allwin finishing in 10th. Carl Shooter. It's all gone. It's all gone to rubbish, Winch.
Yeah, I hate right at the end when you're trying to read out the scores and.
It looks like Visar went to the pits, ladies and gents. So 17th position to Visar is incorrect, but yeah. So that was a pretty decent race. The main one is his ZG helmet, and it would be interesting to see. I think Visar was third, but just by an inch. It looks like Oleg really gained towards the end there. So great race.
We should clarify it all now. Here we go.
Wow.
So P1, Garunyan helmet, Urchin P3, P4 we got Vizar, 5th we got Bergqvist, 6th Gabsy, 7th Ferguson, Holm Anderson in 8th, Jensen in 9th, Alwyn P10. It looks like we're just doing the top 10.
Yeah, so that was confirmed. Visar lost out to Oleg. Visar must have made a mistake, and Oleg nabbed him on the last corner.
Well, was that the two cars we saw going over the line side by side, and they were literally rubbing?
Yep,
so he
pretty
must
much
have won it by a photograph finish.
Wow, that's amazing. So we're just a minute and 30 of warm up, ladies and gents. What was that? Sorry.
I was going to say, what a run. Oleg must have got off the last corner to be able to do him by the start-finish line.
Yeah, absolutely. I can only think that Visar might have had an off, but there's some great racing there. Great racing. So I need to make a note of who got first, second, and third this time. So we drag the correct people in. We drag the correct people in at the end of the race. So we've got 45 seconds of warm-up left, ladies and gents. Grab yourself a drink. Get yourself nice and comfy, as we'll soon be joining this mad. And have a think about who you think your driver for races so far, as we'll be having a good discussion on that.
Just going to have a quick pit stop myself, so I'll be back in about 30 seconds.
So they finish their warm-up, and these guys will now be tuning the cars again. They'll be doing some last-minute alterations, thinking to himself, the helmet's going to be thinking to himself, how the hell is he going to get past CG? More to the point, it looks like the guys who retired in the last race, there's only 23 races left now, which is a damn shame. So I'd love to know what happened to Bean throughout that race. Real big shame there. Sounds like you're sobering up, Debug. Get some in you. Do you know what? I need to go to bed after this commentary. I do need to go to bed. So
You're getting old, Debug.
Yeah, I know. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. So the lights are flashing red. We're on board with ZG. And they're away. Let's have a look. ZG's getting our race room's been our race director's been a bit of a bug. Just waiting for it to come back to us. But apologies, ladies and gents.
Oh, it's good my end. What a fantastic start from Urch. He's got into second place, and Bergqvist up into third. Helmet not too good. Just brought himself back up to third from fourth with Bergqvist. And Jensen has just managed to nick his space and go to third himself. Fourth himself. So another clean start. What a fantastic start again. Looks like Urch is right up Garunyan, so maybe we'll go for a more interesting race this time. Let's see if Garunyan's going to toy with him or if he's just going to go off into the distance. So far, no lagging issues, so we're good on that end.
Yeah,
the mountain, and what a beautiful view.
And we're trying to grab some. We're trying to grab the auto director back, but it seems to be having a bit of a bugger at the moment.
Brilliant corner for seeing locking up that Portimao. Because you're going uphill, there's not as much weight on the front wheels as there is the rear. So the front wheels just like to lock up a little bit, and you go a bit too long into the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just interesting seeing ZG. We're back on auto director, seeing ZG lag a little bit, and he quickly dropped from first to third, which is going to put the drivers off a little bit. Oleg, as you said, he had a great little launch at the start. Shame I missed that. But Helmet won't stand for that at all, and I'm sure Helmet will continue to push. Will continue to push Oleg, and just behind as well, Damien Jensen's got a whole pack behind him and some defending to do, especially with Jonas Bergist, who thinks another one. Well, thinks wisely before going on to that. But Helmet has got a slowdown penalty for track limit abuse. Not
beneficially, he does have a half-second gap behind him, so he can take that slowdown penalty depending on the severity and have a go again. But like I said earlier, Helmet's like a terrier. He'll keep nipping at your ankles. He'll keep badgering you, and for every second you're looking in your mirror, you're not looking at the track in front of you.
Yeah, and it looks like he just got a little love tap from Damien Jensen there, and that could have that's given Jonas a perfect opportunity to get in front of Damien. So not too sure. That must have been Helmet maybe taking his slow down potentially.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely where he took his slow down.
But again, Helmet's really struggling. I wonder if he's still trying to do a slowdown. He has. He's backed right off there, and that's given Visar a cheeky little move he wanted. So that's fantastic, absolutely fantastic there.
Just cost Helmet 7 places almost.
Yeah, I've seen that, and it'll be interesting to see what Helmet can do now, and it'll be quite fun seeing Helmet going up the order now, because we know he's got the speed. He was a good 10 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack, so it'll be nice to see what Helmet can do. Went wide there and cut into that to get the traction, and he's got Ferguson in front of him for a measure, and Ferguson won't be an easy one.
He took quite a wide line there to get a better exit on the apex, but what great awareness there from Helmet to not run into Ferguson.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's kind of what that's the difference between the big guys and the less experienced. Helmet will be watching his mirrors, listening to crew chief, and again, great respect there, brilliant respect there from Ferguson. Really mindful of Helmet and the traction Helmet had, and didn't challenge. He knows that Helmet's not his race, so that's Helmet.
Nothing else he could have done there. It was a pit wall defensive line.
Yeah,
he went all the way to the pit wall to make sure Helmet couldn't get past, but Helmet still managed to make it stick on the outside. Great.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jonas Bergist is Helmet's next little victim, and already Helmet's right up behind. Just having a little look back, something must have happened with Jag. He's 18 seconds behind from Justin Burley in 21st. Malcolm Schneider challenging Mad Owl as well. Malcolm, shame to see him where he is. Something must have happened there as well. Mad Owl in 19th. Sean Wright having a current battle with Mark Bean and BGB British. It's great to see these guys back in the race after their unfortunate accidents they had last time. So BGB British currently in 16th, Mark Bean 17th, Sean Wright 18th. Marco in 15th position. He's going to have those guys challenging him very soon. In the bag, bud. Hey, guess what? These guys are all fighting again, Winch.
Oh, you just going through the list there has made me spot out one thing, and I'm going to call him out on it. Where's Fabio gone? Does he live local? Has he got home for a cup of tea?
He must have done. He must
He's
have
late.
done.
Fair play to P10.
Yeah, absolutely. Charger's kind of he's stuck with a pack really, and one thing Charger likes to do is he likes to race with a pack. Just having a look at Helmet, I was just seeing his progress, and what a great save! Helmet, that was a great save there from Helmet, and Ferguson's awareness. Great driving there, lads.
I've been in the exact same position Helmet's in there, and you go off and you know you're going to cut the next corner, and all you're thinking is, please don't hit someone else. Please don't hit them. You just don't want to affect someone else's race, but brilliant.
I guess you're just a passenger at that stage. Once you're on that grass, there's nothing you can do.
You're just waiting to T-bone someone else. Close your eyes.
Yeah. Just this racing again between Ferguson and Helmet. You know, Ferguson absolutely took advantage and went for the gap when Helmet gave it, and now even Helmet's under pressure from Gabsy. Now Gabsy's sitting there going, "Keep making those mistakes, Helmet. I'll take advantage and I'll give myself a position." But look at the advantage Helmet had there on braking. That was serious. So, Winch, would you like to bet who's going to win this?
If I had money on it, Garunyan. If I didn't have money on it, Urch is still only just under 3 seconds away.
He's done good, hasn't he? He's kept that gap down. Sort of just following these guys again. Ferguson, Helmet, Gabsy, Danholm, Anderson, Charger. Look at these guys. They're all fighting for position. This is all for a sixth position. Ferguson on the defensive there, and that car at Helmets is very twitchy on the rear, isn't it?
Yeah, if you put too much steering angle on these cars, the back end just absolutely swings out because there's no traction or there's no power going on the back end, so there's nothing to hold it to the road. It's so light at the rear. If you turn too much, that back end is just as much a passenger as you.
Right. Carl Shooter looks like he's going for the overtake on Charger. Will he go late? He is going in late. He's going in late and he's going in tight. And is Charger going to have that, or is he going to? Yeah, no, that's really respectful racing again for me.
I think Charger's still there, but he's got the inside line on the next one.
No, he's yeah. That's a shame, and looking here now, what we said would happen earlier on, Marco's got British Bagbud, Mark Bean and Sean for company as well in 40. I'm sure these guys will be quite excited to get past as well. And actually, the entire pack now from sixth down are all within almost a second of each other. They're all gap grouped up, and this is great to watch.
That's what I love watching about WTCR racing, because the leader can just go off into the distance, and it's no fun watching the leader when he's doing that. You're just watching someone hot lap. But it's this middle pack. It's just the competitiveness and the fair and clean racing you're watching in the middle. That's what this racing's all about, I think.
It never gets old, does it? Especially watching these guys in the back there. Is that Charger? That's Charger. Carl Shooter. They're all racing, and look at this. Free.
Look at that. 3 wide.
Oh, Charger went up on the
gallop.
That was will Charger give that space back? I mean, he pretty much flew his way into the side of one of those cars then.
He's living up to his name, isn't he?
but they'll want some blood on that one. That was some rapid driving. Shout out to Dread Games in the chat. Pro Formula Esports best. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on this one, Dread Games. ZG for Pro Formula Esports at the moment. Currently 4.6 seconds in front of Oleg. Oleg's done a fantastic job of trying to keep the gap down. But ultimately, this man here is slowly egging it out. I'd love to see how chilled out this guy is behind his wheel as well.
Got Jensen there with a slowdown penalty, and you've got Bergqvist less than half a second behind him as well. So it looks like Bergqvist might get that position back. The helmet just 0.5 behind him.
Right, yeah, absolutely. You'll see what Jensen does here. See if he's seen that slowdown penalty. Currently coming around the last corner. Bergqvist there with the back end going out on that Cooper a little bit. That was lovely to see. Such a nice little poised car, and Damien going on the defensive here, and I think Bergqvist has possibly got him here. Winch. He's got another drive-through penalty for ignoring slowdown warnings, so he's still going to rub paintwork with Jonas here, and I'm sure Jonas, if he's seen those messages, he won't be too bothered.
Yeah, he'll just sit behind him, but the problem is he's also got helmet now right behind him because Jensen's held him up. So you're probably going to see a battle soon. Helmet trying to attack Bergqvist.
Yeah, and it's worth a shout out for Gabsy as well, because Gabsy's right on the rear of Helmet still, so he's done really well to keep that position. He's been racing really well.
Shame not to see FX out there. He was in qualifying and he left with 6 minutes left. Have we got any update on what happened to FX?
Not too sure. Not too sure at all. So look at this little man enjoying his race. Charger, currently in 8th position. He's managing to hold back Carl Shooter. It seems to be that Charger is now the one with the pack behind him, and I think he's loving it, to be honest.
Oh, Helmet with a slowdown penalty there.
No.
Bergqvist going to third and run away.
Yep, and Gabsy's Gabsy's the head of Helmet now.
What a few battles we got on our hands here.
Yeah. So I do apologise, by the way. Carl's told us to say that it's not Shooter, it's not Shutter, it's not Carl Shutter, it's Carl Shooter. So there we go. His name's pronounced Shooter. Thank you very much for letting us know, Jesper.
Admiring Gabsy's racing team name.
Yeah. Oh, what? Fugsvat. What was that? Fugsvat. Fantastic. Hey, look, Gabsy's right behind Jonas now as well. Gabsy's absolutely flying out there. He's making a right old name for himself tonight.
And I wonder what's going to happen with Jensen, because if he's not going to take that slowdown penalty, he'll get disqualified.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gabsy could even be in contention for a pole position, a podium position. Just because I've got to watch this. It's like you know those Discovery Channel programs where you see those sharks get fed all the chum, and that's a bit like Charger right now, isn't it? He's got not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 9 cars behind him, all with pretty much about a second between each other. Yeah, I would imagine Charger's quite. Would you say he's calm right now, Winch, or would you say he's cacking it a bit?
I'd say he's sitting in his racing rig, eyes like an owl, looking like an antelope being chased by a pack of hyenas. Look at that.
It's going to be a bit of an epic one if he can keep these guys behind him. But they're all squabbling. That's the great thing here, and that's the key thing. While they're squabbling, Charge is able to run a little bit. Shame commiserations to Nico Perez, who he said he just got 12th and then he rolled the car. So unfortunate there, Nico. And guess what, Winch? You were right. Jensen has been disqualified, and that means that Jonas is in 3rd and Gabsy's in 4th, with Ferguson and Helmet on Gabsy's tail. So yeah,
I'd like to see after the race if these guys were actually aware that they had drive-through penalties. I mean, Bean's got one. Bean just got given one
Yeah.
for ignoring slow down. So I wonder if the message is actually coming up.
Well, this is it, isn't it? It's as I said, I think there's been issues with Race Room in the past where it just hasn't told people about the drive-throughs on their screens. We can see it, but they. Gabsy has lost out to Ferguson in 4th. That's such a shame. And he's now got a helmet. Our old man Charge is in 7th position now, and he's still got the train behind him, which.
He's losing them though. It's almost a second gap, so he's pulling out a bit of a gap. There's 2 of them breaking away.
Yeah.
So he's going to be the lucky antelope.
Yeah, if Shooter can get up to Charger, then that might break Charger. But we've always said this, haven't we, about this guy? He places his car in the right positions at the right time, and that could be key in his race right now against Shooter. If he can stay in a good position and he can keep that car well placed, it'll be very hard for any of these guys to get past him, because as they're trying to get past him, if they fail, then they're on it. Then they're likely to be attacked themselves. So it'll be interesting to see how this battle with Charger pans out. But actually, in front, there's an epic battle here with Ferguson, Gabsy, and Helmet. Ferguson just keeping tucked in. No, sorry. That's Jonas, sorry, in front. So it's Jonas, Ferguson, Gabsy, and Helmet. So Jonas is currently keeping these. And, oh, Ferguson went for a dive. This is disastrous. Ferguson went for a dive. Gabsy decided to clip him. Helmet's had a bit of a go. It's like they're in a boxing match. It's like a Royal Rumble with these guys at the moment.
I actually think Ferguson did have about a quarter of a car up on the inside edge. But it's just the way they played through the corners, yeah. And it seems to be Ferguson, although he was, a quarter of a nose up, he's the one that's lost out. He's fighting back here though, but Helmet's the winner out of all this.
Well, Helmet's the winner, yeah, absolutely. But Ferguson was in 3rd, but he went wide then. And Helmet, where did that traction come from? He just absolutely shot through, and that's Helmet in 3rd now. It's a shame because Ferguson and Gabsy are going to probably find it really difficult to catch Helmet, especially with Ferguson and Gabsy squabbling. And yeah, it'll be. This is absolutely fantastic racing. The person who's lost out is Jonas, really, because he was 3rd and now he's down into 6th. So, it's crazy. This is winch.
That is a big loss as well. And from the looks of it, is Bean out? Did he not take his drive through? Has he been disqualified?
Well, I think he has been disqualified. Yeah. Wow, that's yeah. I think there's got to be something. There must be something not telling these lads that they've got drive-through penalties tonight. But should they be doing it? Should they be getting the drive-throughs? Right, okay. ZG has just come over on the YouTube chat. He's been disconnected, so that puts Oleg into 1st place. Massive commiserations there, ZG. Very, very sad to hear that, buddy. We saw you lagging a bit tonight, mate, so, real big shame. And that's put Oleg into 1st place win.
I did say if it didn't have any money on him, it'd be my bet. How stupid would that have been?
Yeah.
The race with ZG, so unfortunate.
I tell you what, I don't know about you, but if Gabsy doesn't get 3rd tonight, would he be close enough to say he was race through for the match?
I was thinking it about 10 minutes ago when I saw him come through the pack, so I'm with you on that one, but we've still got 10 minutes for him to prove us wrong. Yeah,
10 minutes to go. It's almost as if he stuck a rocket up his arse and not admitting defeat to Helmet. He's even making pace on Ferguson now. Ferguson's 1.4 seconds behind on Gabsy now. But these guys, all of them, they need to be careful with these limits, because you're seeing some of them go right out of track limit. So they need to be careful, especially if they're not getting the warnings all the time. And that was Beans just confirming in the YouTube chat as well that he did have suspension damage on the first lap. I'm assuming that was for the first race as well, Winch. So that's why we saw Beans obviously moving over to the side and letting those guys.
Yeah. Also, there's only 1.7 seconds between Visar and Urch, so it's the winner of this race isn't actually set in stone yet.
That's right. That's right. And hey, Chargers currently in 8th position still. Now he's one to watch as well because he's done a great job keeping the pack behind him. At one stage he had 8 to 9 cars behind him, and now he's following BGB British quite closely. So it'll be interesting to see how he finishes off in this race. Behind British, there's a bit of a race for 9th position between these guys, all with Marco and Bagbud. Marco going on the inside, and I think he's managed to pull that move off. He's gone on the inside and he's pushed Allwyn out a little bit to say, this is my position now and you can't have it. So great driving there from Marco, who's currently down in 9th position as well, Winch.
Yeah, Marco did. He underperformed, I reckon, ever so slightly in the last race, but this race he's shown his worth. He's a great racer, Marco. I've sort of keeping my eye on him throughout the league, and every single race he's normally doing something to make you think, yeah, he's one to watch. So be nice to see him come through the field a bit. 4 seconds from Charger. Now he's got that gap. Do you reckon he'll catch him up?
Well, yeah. But I mean, Charger again. He's still on the back tail of BGB, so that's one to definitely watch. And also, Helmet has still got that little Gabsy on his rear end as well, so he's not been able to shake him as easily as he'd probably have liked. And he is catching Visar Giacolli, but can he catch Visar before the end of the race to get a P2? You know, we're not actually able to do any. We're not actually able to read the top three's lap times at the moment because they're all invalid, which means they've at some stage gone off the track.
That's the limits they're pushing, though, isn't it? You know, they're all panicking. They've seen that ZG's quit, so they're all panicking, going, no, come on. So Urch is going to be pushing, knowing that, you know, Visar's right behind him.
Yeah.
I think it's optimistic to think that Helmet would catch Visar. His battle's now with Gabsy, making sure that he holds Gabsy off for that P3, keep it smooth on brakes and keep it on track.
Just seeing Jonas and Ferguson having a good little battle there. Ferguson just outbraked himself a little bit on that last corner and gave Jonas the inside line. So Jonas lives to fight another day. He was in 6th position, but now he's up in 5th, but got a little bit scrappy there. And Ferguson and Jonas currently side by side with each other. Jonas has got the advantage on these next few corners, or has he? Because Ferguson will be taking it right. And Ferguson just a little bit too wide and lost the car. Got a load of understeer, and quite good then not to ruin Jonas's race, to be honest, Winch.
Yeah, when you're taking that outside line in Portimao, you can carry almost twice the speed you can if you're taking the inside line. You're taking the inside line, you need to brake so much earlier, and tuck in and almost hug that apex. If you're on the outside line, you can drift wide and bolt yourself out the corner. And Ferguson just about misread that one, so unfortunate.
So, Justin Burley, we were talking about him. No, we weren't talking about Burley, but he's now got a slowdown penalty. So see if he sees this penalty and see if that turns into a drive-through. So Mr. Burley currently in 17th. Let's just have a quick rundown, ladies and gents. We've got Olek, first position. Kind of fell into his place when ZG got his disconnect. Visar Giacolli kind of stepped up a bit. He's 1.4 seconds behind Olek. Helmet 6.6 seconds in 3rd position. I don't think he's going to have that. Gabsy's now 2 seconds behind. He's almost like he's burnt out his tyres there. Jonas in 5th. Ferguson 6th. BGB British in 7th. Charger in 8th position. Marco 9th. Allwyn 10th. We've got In the Bag Bud in 11th, Mad Owl 12th, Carl Shooter in 13th position, Sean Wright 14th, Dan Holm Anderson in 15th, Malcolm Schneider 16th, Burley 17th, and Jag in 18th. it's as we've got 4 minutes to go, ladies and gents. We'd like to hear your views on who driver of the day should be, especially if there's 22 of you watching. So we'd like to get all 22 of you giving some input and views as to who it should be. So Gabsy is our first potential nomination. He's done absolutely fantastic these last two races. He's been up there tonight and was fighting helmet for P3, but seems to have maybe trashed his tyres a little bit there. Charger, not one to miss as well. He's had a great battle this race, and he's held a whole train of 9 cars up behind him. He's currently in 8th position, still fighting for 7th against BGB British, and he's now got a comfortable gap of 6 seconds behind him, which is Marco. Anyone else, Winchy?
Just in that guy there, just in front of Charger, BGB British. I know he was unfortunate in the last race, and if there is a glitch currently at the moment, because he did get disqualified for ignoring a drive-through, but he was in a similar position in the last race, 7th. So, you know, if last race he finished 7th and this race 7th, he'd be in contention. So he's not one to write off.
Okay.
So, one to watch for the future, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and as Tom said in chat as well, you know, yeah, for a new guy, BGB is doing absolutely fantastic. 4-7th. So just watching this little fight, this little scrap here for 12th position. Carl Shooter's got Mad Al and Sean Wright behind him, and we know Sean's not slow, and we know Mad Al's not slow either. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Once again, there's battles all over the place, but this man here, Olek, will probably be absolutely over the moon with taking P1 tonight. Yeah, something which he'll be talking about for a very long time. And Olek finished 3rd in the last race, so 3rd and 1st. That means we'll be dragging him down tonight as the highest point scorer, I believe, of tonight's league. Helmet will be coming in 2nd. And who's going to be in 3rd?
That is a good question.
I think it might be. I think it might be him, to be honest. We did say, didn't we, that if Gabsy didn't get a P3, then he'll be getting driver of the match, didn't we?
Yeah, I'd go with that. It's almost in agreement. But 1 minute left now. He's had 2 absolutely sterling races. In this race, he's just shone above the rest, I think.
Be interesting to see what happened to Godzilla as well, because he was racing quite fair and it was quite fun. However, you know, it's yeah, he's no longer in the racing tonight, so be interesting to see what. These two as well, Jonas and Ferguson, have been racing each other for the last, probably the last 4 to 5 laps. To be honest, they've been neck and neck like. But Olek, he pretty much kept the pace behind ZG and managed to has taken advantage of obviously a disconnect which P1 had. Massive shame that P1 disconnected. That's quite wide in that corner. Went into the kitty litter a little bit there, but overall, don't stuff it up now, Olek. I'm trying to think, Winch, whether he'll get another lap in. I think he might be unfortunate enough.
Borderline 1 more lap. He could actually. Has he got a couple of seconds? He could slow down.
I think, yeah, that would be that would play into his hands, but he's only got V-Star 2.4 seconds behind him. He's got it. There we go. Our winner of race 2, Olek. What a great race by Olek. Yeah, fantastic. He'll be pretty pleased with that. Coming in 1st position. V-Star in 2nd position there, and Helmet in 3rd. Helmet had a pretty scrappy race to start with, but he'll be really happy to finish in 3rd tonight. Gabsy, man of the match, racer of the match in 4th position. Jonas being challenged by Ferguson and BGB British. Currently going across the line. Jonas in 5th. Ferguson 6th, and British right up his carsy. in 7th position. 8th, we've got Charger. Great racing there, Charger. Marco 9th, Alwyn 10th. In the bag, but 11th. Carl Shute 12th. Sean Wright 13th. Maddow 14th. Dan Holm Anderson in 15th. Malcolm Schneider 16th. Justin Burley 17th. And Jag Dice is coming to finish the race in 18th position. So absolutely fantastic racing tonight from everyone, and thank you for providing such great entertainment. That was fantastic. Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic racing, and let's try and get these guys down to the commentary box now. I
think that's just got to sum up RWB, really, when you look at just how fair and clean that racing is. There's not going to be anyone out there that thinks a bit, oh, maybe I'm a bit hard done by it. It was just all fair Rubbins racing. That's what it was.
Absolutely. We're just trying to bring the other lads down now, if we can. Is Vizar in Discord? Is he, or is he under a different name? Just trying to have a look now. If you can see him, at all, Win. But let's start off with the race interviews for tonight. Oleg, you had a pretty fantastic race, mate. You managed to keep. I call him ZG, the guy who's an absolute animal. You managed to keep him at bay and keep that gap from getting too far ahead. You must have been pretty happy about race, buddy, and how you performed. And when you obviously saw him disconnect, as he had a few lag issues tonight. How are you feeling on that win, mate?
Yeah, it's really a surprise for me because I not so fast. This not ready for wins. Girard has disconnected. It's very bad for us, and I have very stability race, and I am really happy. Thank you for race.
Brilliant. Thank you very much as well for giving us some great fun racing tonight. Helmet. We haven't actually been able to find Visar to bring him into a chat, but Helmet, great first race. Once again, your arch nemesis, your Achilles heel, managed to give you a 10-second gap, and then this time you obviously had a bit of an unfortunate coming. No, you had a slowdown, I think it was, and quite a big one, which obviously took you down into 7th or 8th. But you managed to get back up there, mate. You happy with that? Happy with that performance?
Yeah, podium finish, I suppose, is good, isn't it? It was unfortunate with the slowdown because I don't really know what I did any different. But that first turn, everyone I think pushes deep there, and it's very, very easy to pick up an off-track cut, you know. But anyway, that's how it is. But yeah, that was a good race changer, really, unfortunately. But I was catching the front two guys towards the end there, but they had a good enough lead, and with some brilliant racing with Gabsy and Fergie and who was the other guy?
Ferguson.
No, it wasn't Fergie. It begins with B.
KK.
BGB
yeah,
British.
That's it. But we had some really good racing there. But unfortunately, you lose time doing that, don't you? And once I got that past, Gabs and I pulled away a little bit again then. So no, it's brilliant. Really good racing. I probably enjoyed the second race more, actually.
Good. Awesome.
I've got another little award for you, Helmet. You also win Save of the Day. We saw once where you come out and you cut right across the track, and you must have felt like a passenger, but you managed to avoid the other two.
I did that twice. Unfortunately, I didn't learn the first time, typical me, but I was trying to brake hard behind Fergie into that first corner, and I think the airflow or something makes the back end even lighter, and it got ugly. So very lucky I didn't hit anyone.
Brilliant stuff. We don't know if Visar is in the chat as well, because we were going to bring him down, but I haven't been able to see him in Discord. But as you were mentioning, Helmet, your racing with Gabsy, absolutely superb, and Gabsy, that's pretty much earned you driver for night, mate, because everyone absolutely loved it. Great entertainment, and we all said if you don't get P3, you're getting driver for day. And you had some great racing with Ferguson, great racing with Helmet. Yeah, that must have been pretty fun for you, mate.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, especially when all four of us like bunched up together. The smile on my face was amazing, but broke away from the back two, and I just couldn't keep up with Helmet in the end. But it was all good fun.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. So cheers tonight, guys. You provided some great racing, great entertainment, and to be fair, everyone watching will agree that the entire gang gave us some great entertainment tonight. There was great racing all around. You know, at one stage, 9 cars were all under a second of a gap between each other, so that was great to watch. Just got C-Hacks in here as well. He wants to go through a race which we've got on the 4th of July coming up. So C-Hacks, hello, welcome to the stream, buddy.
All right, thanks for welcoming me in. It's an absolute crap tip in here, guys. You need to get a cleaner in here or something and get this place cleaned up. Jesus.
It's my birthday, mate.
Oh, happy birthday, mate.
I forgot. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, mate.
I've got a wonderful surprise for you all then. So on the 4th of July, Independence Day, we will be running a one-off event at the brand new race room track, Daytona Speedway. We'll be running multi-class GTO classics mixed with Group C machineries, so all 90s race cars. It'll be a 2-hour sort of mini endurance race, I guess. But you know, it's an opportunity to really give the new track a spin, as it were, and get to grips with it. So that's happening on the 4th of July. So get signed up for that because places are limited. We've also got RWB Speed Demons Super Trofeo pre-season exhibition race at Monza. That's on the June the 27th. That's in ACC. Again, places are limited, so get signed up for that as soon as you can. And there's also round 3 of the endurance series, which will be taking place on the 11th of July. So 3 big one-off events coming at RWB. So, you know, just check those events out, guys, and get signed up.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, C-Hacks, for telling us about those tonight. They sound absolutely awesome. Again, thank you very much to the guys, P1, P2, P3. Shame I don't think Visa was in tonight, so we couldn't interview him. But yeah, great racing from everyone. Great racing all around tonight. And remember, for those of you watching, if you don't want to race alone, race RWB. Thank you very much. See you again.
Thank you.